And tonight, health officials encouraging people in Utah to do their own contact tracing. The state epidemiologist says it's in response to the thousands of Utahns using at-home tests. ABC4's Jordan Burrows following this story for us tonight. Jordan, the USPS is shipping out free COVID tests soon. So what does this mean for people in our state?
Glenn, it certainly is a step in the right direction, but there are drawbacks too for this. Like, for example, families can only get 4 at-home COVID-19 testing kits right now. Could they see more here in the coming weeks or in the coming months? Will this mess with the COVID-19 data throughout Utah? Do people need to self-report if they do test positive for COVID-19 at their own homes? The state epidemiologist today told me that every 41 in 100 people are testing positive for COVID. So almost every other Utahn that gets tested for COVID is testing positive. The federal government has promised to deliver 1 billion at-home COVID-19 testing kits. The United States Postal Service will be responsible for delivering millions of them. When a Utahn takes the test, however, the Utah Department of Health is not asking them to report the results.
We already probably are very much underestimating how many cases are in the state. We see these remarkably high numbers. Unfortunately, I think that's just a bit of it. I think it's actually quite a bit higher.
Dr. Alicia Nolan, the state epidemiologist, says this is because Omicron is extraordinarily contagious, and when someone is symptomatic, they should assume that they have it and start the quarantine process.
And we know that that makes it so that, yeah, we're not going to detect every case. There's a lot of people who have symptoms and they're going to stay at home, isolate, but not get that test because it is so likely they have COVID.
Nolan adds Utah is in the increasing stage of COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths for at least a few more weeks. The Utah Department of Health is asking Utahns to be responsible for their own contact tracing because of the mass resources it would take for the state to do it.
That's just because, goodness, it's a huge amount of resources, right? To call every single case and then call all our contacts.
The bad news with the at-home testing kits the USPS will send out is they, depending on what type, won't be as reliable. Also, they aren't as official as the tests administered by the state or by Test Utah.
They probably won't qualify for travel testing or for treatment. So if you might need treatment, you probably will still have to get an additional test.
We're live at the United States Post Office site in Salt Lake City, and this site could be responsible for thousands of at-home testing kits getting to Utahns' homes. Dr. Alicia Nolan did tell me that the most important data to look at right now is hospitalizations, and we know that the state is at an all-time high. Reporting live in Salt Lake City, Jordan Burrows, ABC4.